So I recently streamed one of the best games ever made, and yeah, I'm gonna have to talk about it. Outer Wilds. I just recently streamed this video game. It's been a little bit, honestly. It's been almost a year since I streamed it. It's been a few months since I've beaten it, and it's been a hard game to talk about. It's the kind of game where you kind of have to play it to understand it, and you really don't want to spoil a single ounce of it. It is very integral that you don't know what it is going in. So again, it's been tough to like articulate how I feel about it on camera. I don't want to spoil this game because there's still a ton of people out there that have never even have seen an ounce of gameplay or have never played this game at all, and I want to keep that surprise for any potential player because, again, that's what makes this game so special. I think my favorite aspect of this video game, and one of my favorite aspects of just video games in general, and I think that this game encapsulates so well, and if you've watched me stream the game, you're probably sick of me saying it now, but the sense of exploration. Every single aspect of this game is about the player exploring their environment. And immediately you're just thrown in. The game just kind of starts and you are already responsible for where you go next. The game will ever so slightly nudge you in the right direction, but after that, everything is on you. Everything is your responsibility to discover and to find and to figure out what to do, where to go, and how to do it. And there's not many games out there that do that. I mean, sure there are, but like not in the sense of like a grand scope. You know, this game, spoiler alert, is a galaxy simulator, right? We're hanging out in a solar system, and it's all procedural, and it's all happening. It's all real time. So it is vast and big, but not overwhelming. It's not like this massive game. It feels like your average kind of like open world game if you like kind of level everything out. But there are different planets to go to, and it is a little bit overwhelming in the beginning, but as you start to get your bearings straight, and as you start to understand how this game works, everything kind of starts making sense, and you kind of start understanding where to go and what to do. The places you go in this video game, again, I don't want to spoil anything, but Giant's Deep, goodness gracious. When I first flew into Giant's Deep, which is a water-based planet, it's one of the earlier planets you will go to in this game. I'm not going to show too much gameplay footage, but my reaction to seeing Giant's Deep for the first time blew my mind. Just absolutely blew my mind. The fact that like, again, everything is real time, so you'll fly into a planet and stuff will just be happening, man. Stuff is just going down. There's some crazy weather effects happening. There's some just wild planetary things happening. And it's not just Giant's Deep. It's not just that planet. It's every planet in the game, every little place you can go to, there's something happening that feels very dynamic. Did I mention that this game is also a time loop? I don't want to overwhelm any potential new players, but the universe is ending, and you are stuck in a loop at the precipice of that end, and you are trying to figure out how to stop it, how to understand it, how to figure out what to do to save your universe and save your people. And you're also making discoveries about a past people that were on the precipice of an even bigger discovery. I don't want to spoil anything. Again, it's so integral that I do not tell you much more than that. But as the loop goes on, as you go loop after loop, and you experience these crazy dynamic things happening on these planets, you start to understand how to navigate those hazards. Once when you understand how the waves crashing down on Giant's Deep work, you can find ways through them. And I kept using this term during the stream, but it is very much a knowledgevania, not a Metroidvania, a knowledgevania. You are figuring things out, and then now you're able to go back to places. Like you learn something on a certain moon or on an asteroid or some other planet, and then you're like, oh, so if that's the case, if that's how this thing works here, now I know I can go back to Giant's Deep and do this thing and get through those hazards. And there's so many like gotcha moments in this game. There's so many like, oh my goodness, that's how I do it. It really is like this super satisfying gameplay loop that reminds me of like getting new equipment in a Metroidvania, getting a new ability that makes me like, oh shoot, I can triple jump dash now. Now I can get over there. It's like that, but you're learning things, if that makes sense. Knowledgevania, if you will. I grew up a Neil deGrasse Tyson kid, right? I was watching Cosmos. I'm a weekly listener of Star Talk. I love space. I truly do. I love learning about the stars. I love learning about the crazy things that are happening at the furthest reaches of our universe. And having some of that knowledge and going into this game was just so satisfying. There are so many things that happen, so many instances in this game where you're like, oh, well, that is how it would work in the real world, the real universe. That is how these things work. I'm not saying everything in this game is based off of real science, because that would just be ridiculous, but it's based off of real theory. It's based off of things that I've read and things that I've seen Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about. I would legitimately pay to watch Neil deGrasse Tyson play this video game, or at least watch a playthrough of this game. I would love to hear his thoughts on some of the crazy ideas that this game has and some of the wild things that you do in this video game. But if you are a fan of the stars, the cosmos, in any shape or fashion, I highly, highly recommend this game, because again, making those discoveries and like having knowledge of how black holes work, how quantum mechanics work, like having some kind of knowledge there is so fun, because it really does poke at your curiosity. It really does just kind of poke at your brain, tickle your brain, if you will. It's like, oh, well, if this is how this works, then you know that this is, there's, again, I'm getting into like super spoilery stuff. I don't want to do that. I want to be very careful on how I describe certain things in this game. But trust me, if you're into space, you will be into this game. Just on that alone, like just the exploration aspect, it could be sold on just that alone. I do want to talk a little bit about the gameplay here. It's a little tough, again, without like spoiling things. Like if I tell you this game doesn't have this, and this, it kind of takes away from the experience of discovering that yourself. Like, oh, this game doesn't have that, or this game does have this. I don't want to go into full detail, but just walking around and navigating the universe in this game is super fun. You have a jetpack. There is fall damage. I have died so many times by just smacking straight into the face of a planet, or smacking straight face into a wall, or just barreling around in space, or falling into the sun. That's happened so many times. Honestly, I couldn't even count how many times it happened. It was a little embarrassing, to be real with you, but it happened. No, this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. No. You also have some really cool tools. You have like a little satellite thing where you can like scan certain radio frequencies in the universe, and you will use that tool a lot. And you also have a camera, like a probe, if you will. You can like shoot off this little probe camera and take pictures of this thing. You could literally shoot something to another planet and just be taking pictures, like, and just watch this thing go and see the universe just kind of behind you as it goes. It is truly, truly satisfying, and the way they use these tools in this game are just so clever and so fun. There are like little puzzles here and there that will, again, tickle your brain, but nothing crazy, right? There's nothing like, oh man, how am I gonna figure this out? It's not like the game just presents, here's a puzzle, figure it out. The game never really does that. Everything is very environmental. Everything is always kind of deliberately told to you. The information on how to solve where to go next is always right in front of you. It's always pretty easy to understand. The game also has a really, really nice mission log. It's called your ship log in this game, and it shows you what you've learned, where you've been. There's like little notes for every single little thing you've done, and there were points when I was streaming this game where I would take like a month break in between the playthrough, life stuff getting in the way, but it would be like a straight up month, and I would come back to the game, go to my ship log, and like, oh yeah, this is what I was doing. I was doing this, this, and this. Okay, so I need to go here. And you can place markers down on everything. There's like a map where you can like zoom out. Here's the whole solar system, space. And you can select different planets and figure out where you've been again. And that's really, really well done in this game. I think that's honestly missing from a lot of games, because I'll go back. I'm playing Assassin's Creed Shadows right now, and I took a little 2-week break, I think. Came back to it. I was like, what am I doing now? Where am I supposed to go? What's the story now? There really isn't any of that kind of frustration in this game. Honestly, though, I would never take any breaks. I was streaming this game, so it was kind of that tough on the playthrough a little bit. But if you're just playing this game by yourself, having a good time, I don't think you put the controller down, to be honest with you. So that issue shouldn't rear its head. But the ship log is very, very handy. Now, aside from gameplay, let me get back to the higher concept stuff. There is something very emotional about this game, at least for me. You feel very isolated in this game. There are NPCs, there are people to talk to in this game, really colorful and friendly NPCs actually. But the majority of this game, you are alone, and you're alone in a lot of senses, not just like, oh, I'm the only person that I can see in a, 3-planet radius, but also like with the knowledge that you have. You're alone in the knowledge that you understand what's happening in this universe. And there's something very heavy about that. The game never like deliberately pushes its heavier themes to you. And I think that's what's so beautiful about it, is it's very player by player based. It's like, how do you interpret this kind of scenario or this situation? And the music helps a lot here. Again, just the actual environments. You are isolated. You are a lot of the times alone in this game, and you will feel it. But just being in your ship and sort of just watching the universe pass you by is very, very special, man. I don't know if that's something that every gamer would appreciate and interpret the way that I do, but it's something that I just, when you're playing like Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild, and you're on this adventure, and you stop and you just sit there on a cliff, and you're like, man, I'm the hero of this story. I'm doing the thing, man. And you really start to kind of there's a weird science there. I'm sure there's a psychology thing here that I'm missing that I can't quite pinpoint, but feeling that weight of everything happening around you is so frequent in this game. It's like at the end of every single loop, you're like, oh, it's this much closer to learning the secrets of the universe. You feel that so much in this game, and I get goosebumps just talking about it, man. It is, to me, the big dopamine rush of the entire game. It is my favorite part about this game, is just feeling the weight of the universe on your shoulders. And the game, there's no deep narrative. There's not really cutscenes or anything. The game is never deliberately telling you to feel this way. The game isn't saying, hey, you are the lone hero of this universe. Everything rests on your... The game never does that. You, the player, you do that. And I love that. I absolutely love that. Again, a comparison that I would give is actually Breath of the Wild, in terms of like the game just pushing you. Hey, go. You're on this adventure on your own. Do it. You have to figure this stuff out. You're learning what happened in the past so you can face the things in your future. And like, it is kind of similar to Breath of the Wild in a lot of ways. Very, very different video games. Absolutely. But there are certain things there where like I would relate it to playing as Link, and being alone in this big, vast wild, except it's the universe now, and it's not, there's no combat. There's no, it's a very, very different game. So before I finish today's video, I do want to talk a little bit about Echoes of the Eye. Echoes of the Eye, I just beat this earlier this year. Echoes of the Eye is maybe the best DLC I've ever played in my life. And honestly, it's not even like, I wouldn't call it like add-on content. It's like, it's a sequel. It truly is like a sequel to this game. It grounds itself, right? You're doing something very, very different. There's completely new gameplay mechanics, but it's like it's a companion piece to this game, and it just kind of slots itself into the narrative and all of the knowledge that you've learned in the previous game. And it does it in such a satisfying way, man. I cried at the end of this DLC. This game made me cry. I mean, the original game made me cry. The DLC made me, again, I'm very emotional talking about this game. Again, I don't want to go into like spoiler stuff. I don't want to do that. That's not the design of today's video. But if you got through this video and you have not played this game yet, I highly implore you to. It is an absolute must play. It is a must play for any gamer of any side. The game is rated E, right? There's nothing like violent in this video game. Anyone can play it. It's very easy to understand. The controls are pretty simple for the most part. Like it isn't. If you love video games in any way, I highly recommend playing this game. I cannot wait to see what the studio Mobius does next. We know they're working on something apparently. I have no clue what that could be. Is it another space game? Is it Outer Wilds 2? Is it something brand new? I have no clue. But the people at that studio and the story that they told with this game, they just did such a remarkable job, man. They truly did. And man, I remember, I played this game way later, like a few years after its launch. And I remember when it first came out, hearing all the praise and being like, yeah, I'll get to it eventually. The praise wasn't loud enough, man. This game is one of the best games ever made. I truly mean it. Like, I can sit here and just factually say that. Like, I fully believe it. It is one of the best games I've ever played. And, yeah. This was me being vocal about it. Challenge for you. If you've played this game, tell me everything you love about it without spoiling it. Really hard, right? It's really tough. That was this whole video, but now you got to try to do it. Comment down below and give me your thoughts. I definitely want to hear it. If you want to talk about spoilers, though, hit me up on Discord. Yeah, I streamed this whole game. You can find the full playthrough down in the description below. Discord link down there. Twitch link down there. Hit me up. I'm playing games all the time. Thank you very, very much for watching today's video. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and, of course, commenting. And until next time, party on.